Welcome back. I am Pratap here. Today is the 2nd October 2025. In this video, I am going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. To access all the training lessons, you just click on the tab post. Then you get access to this post. This post is having two YouTube playlist links that are having all the training lessons. The first playlist is having all the training lessons. The second playlist link is having example videos from lesson 1.1 to lesson 8.2. First you complete the first lesson in the YouTube and then you get into the first lesson in the examples. Then again you go back, complete the second lesson and then again come to this and complete the second lesson. That way you go through all these lessons, it will be helpful to you. Okay, to access all the training lessons, click on the first YouTube playlist link. Now you got all the training lessons up to lesson 30. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. I also provided the training instructions in our Telegram channel. I provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So please join at our Telegram channel. Once you join, go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions mentioned at our Telegram channel. You can find in the old messages or pinned messages, you can find the training instructions. Okay, now I am going to generate different supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock software. So currently top-down analysis process is under process. So until its completion, I cannot generate the reports. So first I will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports by the time the process will be completed. Okay, this is the NIFTY monthly supply demand zone chain report. In any supply demand zone chain, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones and look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Always look into the monthly time frame to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. That means always you look into LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already learned one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. You are already aware of these concepts. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. Once you complete the report, you pause it and complete. Once you complete, you can proceed to the next reports. Okay. This is monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. And the nearest demand zone for the current closing price is serial number 28. I will put it in the middle of the page. Okay. So this is a Nifty supply demand zone chain report generation. Next I will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So I'm going back, changing the name to Nifty Bank. That is nothing but Bank Nifty. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. And the nearest demand zone, serial number 18, fine, almost in the middle of the page. So this is about the Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. We have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Next I will generate sideways bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. Before that, let me check a top-down process. I think it is about to complete. We need to wait for a few more seconds before this process completes, because all the bullish, bearish, sideways trade setups, stocks near demand and supply zones, they have dependency on the top-down analysis process. It almost takes 14 to 15 minutes time to complete this process. Only Nifty and Bank Nifty on the fly while requesting it will generate, because they are stock specific. But these are all processing all the stocks. On nearly 200 stocks, it is I think 226 stocks it is processing. So it will take 15 minutes time. So please be patient, wait for few more seconds. It will be completing. Okay, now the process is completed. Now I will generate the reports. First I will generate finding the stocks near daily and 75 minutes time frame for the HLQ zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21. So daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 17 stocks. So let us identify high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. DMART is having a high liquidity daily demand zone. Petronet is not valid because it is a pierced zone. Maybe you can use it for pierced zone strategy that you learned in lesson 27. Sorry, lesson 28. Pierced zone strategy, if this zone is applicable. So the next one is REC Limited, high liquidity, daily demand zone. And the next third one is RVNL. So total we identified 3 daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 13 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. CAMS is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. Tata Motors is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. And Tata Technologies is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. So total we identified 3 daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity zones. NMDC is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Oberoi Realty is not valid because it is a pierced zone. Anybody is having interest to analyze pierced zone strategies that you learned in lesson 28, you can apply on this stock. So that's it. We got only one valid 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone, we got 8 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. Adani Enterprises is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. And Alchem is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. It is also having 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. If a stock is having both zones as high liquidity zones, if they are near to each other, you may get trade opportunities on either side, even though it is stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone. Next one is HDFC AMC. I'm not considering C because the distance is almost 6%. During intraday, it is not easy to get into 6% move. Okay, next one is ICICI Prudential. That's it. We got 4 stocks from this list. So this is about high liquidity zone identification for daily and 75 minutes time frame. Next, I will generate sideways, bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. Starting with monthly income trade, sideways long trade setup, entry time frame daily, entry zone, demand zone. So here daily I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement VOZ, violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhanced score 11 for sideways. We got 5 stocks. Any pierced daily demand zone, ignore it, or you can use it for high pierced zone strategy. But this is not valid for sideways long trade setup. Only pierced zone strategy only it is valid. But remaining 4 daily demand zones are qualified for analyzing sideways long trade setup for monthly income trade. But you should plan trades only if lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Sorry, not lesson 20. This is sideways trade setup. Lesson 30.3 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next sideways short trade setup. Daily supply zone and sideways short. No stocks. Next bullish trade setup. Daily demand zone, bullish. Minimum odd enhanced score for bullish or bearish should be 12. We got 15 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. So total we got 15 daily demand zones. Out of these 15, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that you learned in lesson 27. So first strategy is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is the daily and weekly demand zone confluence. Applying on the 15 stocks, we got all 13 stocks. In all 13, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend, that is ITF trend, is uptrend in all the stocks, so we can further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So we got 8 stocks. So these 8 daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. See, some of the zones already tested. But can we use again? That is depending on less than 20 checklist items. If they satisfy, you can plan. Otherwise, zones may violate. Okay, the one more strategy is LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence, and after that HTF EMA confluence. So let's filter based on that. I'm going back, removing ITF EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. Daily and weekly already enabled, daily and monthly, weekly and monthly sub demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zone, both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone. And monthly trend is up in only 2 stocks. Let's verify in these 2 any monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. And trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So one stock is filtered. So this daily demand zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. I gave a detailed explanation how we are filtering. In the following reports, I will be giving you very few commentary. Okay, next bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. So daily supply zone. We are bearish. Violated opposing zone, minimum order enhances score 12. We got 3 stocks. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. So out of 3, let us identify high probability zones. First one, LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, daily, weekly. One stock is filtered. But trend is downtrend. Let's verify if this is having any EMA confluence on weekly supply zone with weekly EMA. So it is filtered. So this daily supply zone is having a high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Next, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, removing ITF filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters. Daily, weekly, enabled, daily, monthly, weekly, monthly. With all the 3 filters, we don't have any stocks. So this is bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, weekly income trade, sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry is on demand zone, 75 minutes sideways long, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhances score 11, and 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. Which zone? Whatever you select here. So here in this example, 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So 5 stocks are filtered. All the entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. Sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. You can plan trades only if less than 30.3 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next the sideways short trade setup. Changes are 75 minute supply zone and sideways short. And we got 7 stocks. And all the entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. You should plan trades only if less than 30.3 checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. 75 minutes demand zone, here bullish, and minimum order enhances score 12. So we got 8 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. Let us verify high probability trade setups from this. First one, LTF ITF demand zone confluence. 75 on daily demand zone confluence. Applying on the 8 stocks, we got 6 stocks. So all these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. Daily trend, ITF trend, uptrend. So we can further filter based on daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So 2 stocks are filtered. So these 2 daily demand zones are having high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removed ITF EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. 75 and weekly, daily and weekly. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. So all these 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with the daily demand zone, both together overlapped with weekly demand zone. Weekly trend is up in only 2 stocks. Let's verify if weekly demand zone having weekly EMA or not. And trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So both the stocks having a uptrend are filtered. So these 2 demand zones, 75 minutes demand zones, might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. 75 minutes supply zone. Here it is bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhances score 12. 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So pierced count, 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got 10 stocks. Supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. So total we got 10 stocks. Let's further filter based on for identifying high probability trade setup zones. First one is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. With this filter, we got 8 stocks. We can further filter based on daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. So these 4 stocks are having all the entry time frame 75 minutes supply zones having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied, otherwise higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next strategy LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, removing ITF EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. 75 on daily, 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly, supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only 1 stock. So this 75 minute supply zone overlapped with daily, both together overlapped with weekly. Let's check weekly supply zone having weekly EMA because weekly trend is downtrend. Weekly supply zone with weekly EMA. So it is not filtered. So this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next I will generate daily income trade reports. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. Here bullish or bearish or sideways. At 15 minutes I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhanced score 11. 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So pierced count 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters we got 4 stocks. Supporting sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. You can plan trades only if less than 30.3 checklist items are satisfied for sideways trade setup. Next, sideways short trade setup, changes are 15 minutes supply zone and here sideways short. So we got 2 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. lesson 30.3 checklist items are satisfied, you can plan trades. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Next, bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minutes demand zone. Here bullish, minimum order enhance score 12. We got 9 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. And all the entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. So total we got 9 stocks. Let us identify high probability trade setup zones from this list. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. We got 6 stocks. In all the 6, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend, ITF trend is uptrend. We can further filter based on 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence. No stocks, no high probability. Okay, next filter LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. 3 filters I have to set, 15 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and daily, and 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. So in these 3 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is uptrend in first 2 stocks. Let's verify in these 2 stocks any daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. And trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. 1 stock is filtered. So this 15 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success, provided lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minutes supply zone, entry time frame zone, and here bearish zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhance score 12, and also 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 10 stocks. And all the 10 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. So total 10 stocks we got. Out of these 10, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that we learned in lesson 27. First filter LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. By enabling the filter, we got 7 stocks. In all the 7 stocks, all these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend, ITF trend, is uptrend in all the, downtrend in all the stocks. So further filter based on EMA confluence at 75 minute supply zone. 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. We got 3 stocks. So these 3 75 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next filter LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. Removing ITF, EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. 15 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and daily, and 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. So in these 2 stocks, these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with the daily supply zone. And daily trend is downtrend in only 1 stock. Let's verify if this stock daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence or not. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So it is filtered. So this 15-minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. So we have completed sideways bullish and bearish trade setups. Next, finding stocks near demand and supply zones, starting with yearly time frame. Stocks near yearly demand zone, no stocks. Stocks near yearly supply zone, no stocks. Price closed inside the yearly demand zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks. Next, half yearly time frame. Stocks near half yearly demand zone, no stocks. Stocks near half yearly supply zone, also no stocks. Price closed inside half yearly demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near to the quarterly demand zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone, we got 1 stock. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 21 stocks. We can further filter based on quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. We got 13 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 11 stocks. Next, we will further filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA confluence, and also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. We got 4 stocks. Next time frame is monthly. Stocks near to the monthly demand zone, we got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 28 stocks. We can further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence, and also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 12 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 27 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA confluence, and also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 6 stocks. Next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone, we got 8 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone, we got 13 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone, we got 15 stocks. We got several stocks, first 15 in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 54 stocks. We can further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. So we got 15 stocks. Okay, next, the price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 42 stocks. We can further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 12 stocks. So this is weekly time frame. Next time frame daily already generated in the beginning of the report. So next time frame 125 minutes. Stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minute supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 17 stocks we got. Next time frame 75 minutes already generated. So the next time frame is a 25 minutes. Stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone. We got 14 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. So stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone. We got 2 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone. We got 13 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone. We got 10 stocks. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. And in the final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I'm scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, pause the video, you study. After that, you can proceed further. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.